Cool. I think we're live and all set to go, guys. Welcome back for another PGA DFS live stream. This time we've got our Friday Showdown picks, and the round has just started to wrap up. A few guys left on the golf course, but essentially have an idea of what the leaderboard is going to look like. And boy, today did they take it low. It was an absolute target fest. You're able to go out there, just throw darts on almost every single hole, make a ton of birdies. These greens were running extremely smooth. Pins put it relatively easy positions. And the reason why is tomorrow it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. They had to set up the course relatively easy today because since we have a 2-course setup, they're not able to change it round to round. They have to keep it consistent for what these guys are playing on Thursday to Friday, that kind of thing, to make sure that there's not an unfair advantage either way. But unfortunately, with the weather, it is going to create quite a swing tomorrow. So on top of it just being easier to play on the plantation course week in and week out, plantation course, obviously a par 72 as opposed to the par 70 on the Seaside kind of things. You're also dealing with a relatively exposed golf course over there at Seaside. It's more of a links style, almost wind comes into play in almost every single hole. Whereas over at plantation, you have plenty of trees, dense forests, that kind of thing that kind of protect you from the elements. You've heard players talk about it already, especially the ones that are playing on plantation tomorrow, that they feel like they have a little bit of an advantage. So rather than it just being about a stroke difference between the two golf courses, we're probably looking at maybe a 2.5 stroke difference between those that'll be playing on plantation tomorrow and those that'll be playing at Seaside. So definitely going to be favoring those that will be playing at plantation tomorrow, even more so than we would have been at the beginning of the week. So with that being said, let's hop right into our projections. And as I go ahead and bring up the player pool here, I'll go ahead and mention that today, obviously, we were looking at a lot of approach play. We're looking at birdie or better percentage, and specifically shots gained putting on Bermuda. Tomorrow, with much more difficult conditions expected. If you guys are new, if you guys haven't seen the weather forecast already, we're expecting 15 to 25 mile an hour winds sustained throughout the entire day. Gusts up to 35, potentially even 40 miles an hour, which means this golf course that was surrendering about a 4.1 stroke average under par today, probably going to look closer to even par, potentially even over par. So as a result, instead of looking for birdie or better percentage players, instead of looking for just approach specialists, we're looking for guys that are, first of all, accurate off the tee, but most of all, that are really good around the green. The guys are going to miss a ton of greens tomorrow. These are relatively large greens, but anytime you get 25, 30 mile an hour winds, you're going to see absolute havoc out there. So rather than people that are going to go and do a ton of scoring, we're definitely going to be focusing on some of the players with a more well-rounded game. With that being said, let's go through the player pool here and some of the guys that fit that type of a skill set. So at the top of the leaderboard, Webb Simpson played on plantation today. He's going to be dealing with some hard conditions over there at Seaside. Not necessarily, an optimal scenario there for him. Scotty Scheffler, on the other hand, played excellent today. We'll be playing on plantation tomorrow, so definitely gets a little bit of a boost there. And while Scotty wasn't in my lineups going into the week, he was just a little bit too chalky for 4-round events. For Showdown, it's not as big of an issue. You can differentiate elsewhere. You're just doing it a round at a time. And the odds are he's not as chalky in Showdown tomorrow as he was in the 4-round slate. He was nearly 28% owned across the industry for this week. Tomorrow, you're probably looking at closer to 25% ownership. It's not a huge difference, but a little bit of a bonus there. A few other guys we could target. Cam Smith is also going to be playing at Plantation tomorrow. Played at Seaside today, put up a relatively good round. Has a good skill set for this golf course. Tends to be a little bit worse off the tee than we'd be looking for. Kind of sprays it, but at Plantation, you can kind of get away with it a little bit more than Seaside. At Seaside, there are tons of penalty areas. If you end up hitting it wide at Seaside, you're probably taking a penalty drop. Quite a few carries over penalty areas as well. You saw some people have to re-tee that didn't make it over those lakes, those marshes, that kind of thing. So the fact that Cameron Smith got that out of the way and actually put up a really good score at that venue is a really good sign. So if I had to take a favorite option up top, would definitely be Cam Smith, just because he's going to be lower owned than somebody like Scotty Scheffler. He's also a little bit cheaper and still playing with a lot of really good form right now. Louis Oosthuizen will be playing the plantation course tomorrow. I don't hate going to him at all either. He's a good ball striker. Couldn't make a putt today. We did have the shots gained putting for him. It was slightly negative for today. If you guys remember, Louis was the #1 putter on tour last year. So do expect that to rebound quite a bit. Russell Henley will be at Seaside. It's going to be chalky. As a result, I'm going to be fading him for Showdown tomorrow. Still one of my favorite plays for the 4-round slate. Still one of my highest owned plays this week. But tomorrow for Showdown, not going to be a priority for me. Taylor Gooch, I believe. Actually, let me go ahead and double check on that. for you guys. I need to see where Taylor Gooch is playing. I do not remember off the top of my head. I believe he is playing Seaside tomorrow, but I'm going to go ahead and confirm that for us here. But as I look this up, Taylor Gooch, obviously a really good skill set fit for this golf course, is somebody who can take a golf course slow. He has the driving accuracy off the tee that we're looking for. Just really want to make sure he's playing the right golf course because we're going to have at least a 2.5 stroke split tomorrow. Going to be a huge impact on our board. I mean, in Showdown, that's 10 to 15 Showdown points right there. And that's enough to make somebody an optimal play and completely take them out of cash consideration. So Taylor Gooch, looking at it right now, he played Plantation today. So as a result, that means he's going to be playing Seaside tomorrow. Not as advantageous. That's what I thought. So Taylor Gooch, even though I love him for 4-round events, probably not going to be playing him. Cory Connors, on the other hand, he's playing Plantation tomorrow. He put up an 8-under round today at Seaside. He's a smash play. He's probably going to be the most owned player on the slate, but that's well warranted. If you guys take a look at the odds to win right now, he's the favorite to win, even though he's not in first place. And not only does that have to do with his pedigree, it has to do with the fact that he still gets to play Plantation tomorrow. He gets those 4 par 5s, should be able to take it low even in some tough conditions. Let's go a little bit further down the board. I told you guys to fade Kevin Kisner. I hope you guys listened to me there. A lot of the industry was super high on him. I did not understand it whatsoever. Let's keep going down the board here, though. Joel Damon. So Joel Damon had a good round today. He played at the Seaside golf course, put up a good round. So the fact that he's playing Plantation tomorrow is going to be a good sign. Relatively good price tag right there. Has the course fit we were looking for. We talked about the form coming in as well. That's why he was a core play for me. And because he's playing the right course tomorrow, will be in play. Let's keep going a little bit further down the board for you guys. Mackie Hughes had an insane round today. Obviously did that at Plantation. So the fact that he's playing Seaside kind of keeps me off of him. I also think he's going to be a little bit popular tomorrow, but still love him for the 4-round slate. Mito Pereira, so he put up a decent round today. I was worried about the ball striking. He lost ball striking last week at Houston, which is the first time he's ever done that in his PGA Tour career. So that's why I was worried about it. But today went out, looked good with the irons. From the televised stuff we saw, he was hitting a lot of wedges close. If he's going to be doing that again, he'll be in play, right? He was just worried about that ball striking. From what we saw last week, it didn't look pretty. And typically it takes guys, an event or two, at least a few rounds to get their feet back under them. It seems to have figured it out. So a lot of the problems, a lot of the hesitation I had with Mito coming into the week has kind of gone to the wayside. Seamus Power, guys, completely underpriced right now. Obviously missed the cut last week. A lot of people were afraid to go to him, but this is a perfect course fit for him. He was somebody I put in my player pool just because if we get rid of that one outlier performance, he's been one of the best players in the PGA Tour for the last few months. So definitely going back to him tomorrow. I'm not sure whether he's playing Seaside or Plantation, but to be quite honest with you, at this type of price tag, I'm not going to be as picky. He's a good course fit here. He could still take it low at Seaside. We're talking, again, like a 2-stroke difference between those 2 golf courses. So for your stud options, definitely want to make sure you're prioritizing the guys that are playing at Plantation, but not going to mutually, completely exclude everyone that's playing Seaside tomorrow. There's a few guys I'll take a few shots on, and Seamus Power is going to be one of those players. He may be playing Plantation. I don't know this off the top of my head. I don't know what every single player in the field played off the top of my head. We can go ahead and check, though. Why not? That's never something we can't do here. Let's go ahead and check Seamus Power out real quick. So Seamus shot 7 under today, and he played Seaside. So that means he's going to be on Plantation, which makes him an even better play for tomorrow. So Seamus Power, definitely in play for Friday Showdown. Let's keep going further down the board. So Brendan Todd at $7,700 put up a really good round today. He was a sleeper pick of mine. He's had good performances at this venue in the past. Is a local, somebody who plays a ton of golf here at Sea Island. So definitely like Brendan Todd's skill set fit, also like the recent form. And if we go ahead and check what golf course that Brendan Todd played today, he played Seaside. So also somebody who will be playing at the Plantation course tomorrow, which makes him an even better play on this slate. Let's keep going down. Let's identify a few other people we can target. Keith Mitchell. So let's check out where Keith Mitchell played today. Keith Mitchell, if he's playing Plantation, is a great play, and he's not. He's going to be playing Seaside. At Plantation, he obviously had a good round today with that distance. He was able to take advantage of those par 5s, but for him to only take it to 4 under par at that kind of course fit, I'm worried about him. He's playing Seaside tomorrow. He is not going to be in my player pool. Let's keep going down a little bit further. Brian Harmon. Brian Harmon's a great course fit here. Somebody who has the off the tee accuracy we're looking for, has the around the green play for tomorrow that we're looking for. So at -4, he had a good round today. He played Seaside today as well, which means at Plantation should definitely be in play for tomorrow. So I like that a whole lot. He's not one of the longer players on tour, so he's not necessarily going to have the distance to take advantage of those par fives, but should still be able to put up quite a few birdies. Let's go a little bit further down the board. Pancazier is a local, somebody who has a lot of course knowledge here, also a relatively good course fit because of his putter. And if we take a look at what golf course he played today, he teed off early. He played Plantation, right? So that means he's going to play Seaside tomorrow. That's not ideal. He's one of the people, right? If he ends up getting into my poll, I'm not going to exclude him. It's a good course fit here. He's a lot of course knowledge. He's coming in with good form, but unfortunately playing Seaside. So kind of got to hold that against him a little bit. Troy Merritt up here, I believe. Yeah, he played Plantation today. So another guy, good course fit, somebody who was in our player pool coming into the week, but unfortunately is going to be playing the harder venue tomorrow. So not likely to make our pool there. Troy Merritt, he deals with some distance issues. So in extreme winds, particularly you're getting a wind from the north tomorrow. That's what all the players have been referencing. And especially when they had a few guys for the interviews, they said that it's the harder direction. Today it was blowing south, which actually made the courses easier. A lot of the longer holes were more downwind. Tomorrow, the longer holes are going to be into the wind. It's going to be the same exact setup too. They're not moving around the tee boxes like I already said. I've got to keep it fair for both waves. So distance is something I'm looking at, particularly for guys on the Seaside course, and he's going to be a fade for that reason. Let's go a little bit further down the board. Russell Knox, anytime it's windy, is somebody who's going to be in play. Not only does he keep it together when it's windy, he tends to play better. We've seen him shoot 5 or 6 under par in extremely difficult conditions in the past. So Russell Knox, let's see, he shot 3 under. Let's see what course he'll be playing. If he's playing Plantation, it's a wrap. Let's see, he is not playing. Actually, he is playing Plantation. He played Seaside today. Great. So that means he's going to be one of the best plays on the slate, in my opinion. He's only $7,100. He's squarely in contention, needs to put up a score tomorrow to make the cut. I really like that a lot there. Let's go a little bit further down the board. Vincent Whaley, if he was playing Plantation, would be a great play. Unfortunately, played Plantation today, took it apart. Not going to be in play tomorrow because he's playing that harder venue. Brennan Grace is risky. So you can see he had a very good round today, but still dealing with the chest injury. It's some type of infection in his chest that's causing inflammation, so much so that he was bedridden last week. So that doesn't sound very good. The fact that he got out and had a very good round, he's a good course fit, is all attractive to me, but he could very well wake up tomorrow, have that inflammation in his chest and not play. That's well within play. He made that very clear on Twitter. So all the people that were touting him, I get it. It's a good course fit. It's just a little bit irresponsible when a guy has such a high risk to WD. So I would recommend that you don't play him under any circumstances this week, unless you're betting him outright and you can get your refund back, that kind of thing. I actually bet him outright this week. Somebody added to my card, because if he withdraws, there's no risk. I get my money back. That's the way it works on Draftkings, where I placed that bet. So keep that in mind with Brennan Grace, right? There's a lot of risk there. He's a good course fit, but it's, in my opinion, irresponsible to play him on Draftkings when he could very well withdraw about 5 minutes after lock. Brendan Steele at -4 today. He had a very good round. I'm going to go ahead and see what course he's playing tomorrow. So Brendan Steele, he played a little bit earlier. Should be able to find him. Oh, I passed him up. Apologize on that. I'm blind. I apparently cannot see him. Sorry about that. He played the Seaside course today. So that means he'll be playing at Plantation. Brendan's still a very good course fit for this golf course. He's accurate off the tee, good with the putter, good on approach, checks all the boxes we're looking for. Harry Higgs, unfortunately, was one of my favorite value plays this week. I had him in about 12% of my lineups. Good thing is he's playing Plantation tomorrow. So did not have a very good round at all today. Lost 4 strokes on approach. I mean, that is about as ugly as it's going to get. And it's not like we were dealing with hard conditions. So I don't expect him to go and make a run at the cut. We know he's going to have to shoot 4 or 5 under par tomorrow. He at the very least has the golf course where that's even possible. Out there with those 4 par 5s, a couple short par 4s as well. 3 of them are actually drivable. So if he can bring the ball striking tomorrow, he could make a run at that cut line, but I'm not expecting it. He's one of the guys I've kind of written off to missing the cut. But for Showdown, he's a great play, right? We don't have to worry about round 1. If he goes out there, he shoots 4 under par tomorrow. That is going to be more than enough in Showdown. It's going to be extremely tough conditions. You're looking at an average score right around even par tomorrow. That's what I have it in terms of my modeling. And at $7,000, I think in Showdown he's a great play. But in 4-round slates, he's probably going to miss the cut. He's a little bit too much to ask for to shoot 5 under par tomorrow, particularly with the conditions that we expect. Let's go down into the $6,000 range. Identify some of the value targets that we're going to be looking at. So we're definitely going to be trying to take guys that are be playing Plantation tomorrow. So Henley Biota is going to be playing Seaside. Not a great target there. Zach Johnson, on the other hand, is going to be playing Plantation. He was playing Seaside today. Had 59 watch actually for a little bit. They extended the coverage on TV just to show Zach Johnson, and obviously didn't end up coming through with the 59, but had a very solid round and now gets the easier golf course tomorrow. He lives on St. Simon's Island, literally 10 minutes from the golf course. Again, a lot of course knowledge there. He's played this golf course pretty much more than anybody in this field, not named Davis Love III, who designed the damn place. So I like him there a lot. Ches Reavie, he played Plantation. Great round today, but unfortunately he's going to be playing at Seaside, so he's not going to make my player pool. Matt Jones, I actually want to check on this. I'd love to see what golf course he's playing because he is amazing in the wind. He played Seaside today, so he'll be playing at Plantation, which is exactly what we want to see. $6,800, one of the best wind players in the world. So much like a Russell Knox, it's going to be on the right golf course tomorrow, also has the right skill set for that golf course. So I would say my favorite two plays on this slate, Russell Knox, Matt Jones, by far. So obviously you get good price tags with them as well, which lets you spend up for some of your better options. So we're going to make a lineup after this. I'm going to go ahead and add those two to the lineup right here because we know they're going to make our pool. They're some of the best plays on the slate. We're expecting those windy conditions, and they're going to be on the right golf course. Let's go through the bottom of the pool, though. Let's finish this up here. So Stewart Cink, I do want to see what golf course he'll be on tomorrow. So Stewart Cink had a very good round today. He was good with his ball striking. Fortunately, he's going to be playing Seaside, which will keep him out of my pool. I like him for a 4-round slate, but tomorrow there is going to be a drastic difference there. Matthew Neesmith, somebody with some local knowledge. So if he's playing Plantation, I would love to target him. Unfortunately, fortunately, he is playing Plantation, so we'll be in play tomorrow. Good ball striker, somebody who's also relatively good around the green. So you like to see that with some of the tougher conditions that we expect. Let's keep going a little bit further down the board. So $6,600, $6,500. We're starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel at this point. A lot of the guys here aren't good course fits. Frankly, everyone on the screen right here, other than Arnabon Lahiri, and that's it, wasn't in my player pool. All these guys were bad course fits, so I'm going to be fading everyone on that screen right there. Bramlett, Wu, Chesson Hadley. Chesson Hadley's going to be playing the Seaside course tomorrow. Don't love to see that. All were fades. Not going to be in my pool tomorrow either. JT Poston had a horrible round today. Honestly, it was a horrible 2 holes. He had a double bogey on hole 3, double bogey on hole 4. Aside from that, he had a relatively good day. So going to be playing Plantation tomorrow. He's also a local at this golf course. So in terms of the 4-round slate, I hate the fact that I have 10% of them, but for Showdown tomorrow, he's a relatively good play. He's going to have to be aggressive. He's going to have to shoot 4 or 5 under par to have any chance at making the cut. And just for the record, I do expect the cut line to be 5 under par. As of right now, it is 3 under par. It is going to get a little bit better. It should still play slightly under par, maybe right at even par. So he's going to have to be aggressive. We know that. At the very least, he's going to have to get the 4 under par, that kind of thing. So I like playing him in Showdown just because he has that skill set fit. He's playing the right golf course. And to be honest with you, the round wasn't as bad today as it looks on paper. 2 double bogeys, and the 1 double bogey was a 3-putt from 5 feet. That's not something that JT Poston does very often. And on the very next hole, you could tell he was pissed off because he took driver on a hole where no one else hit driver in the field, and he hit it OB. It's a mental error. He's a younger player. I mean, that's what I'm going to chalk it up to. Just maybe not the most mature player on the PGA Tour. But at Showdown, we know he's going to have to be aggressive. I'm not going to hold it against him. I'm actually going to play him tomorrow. Let's go down a little bit further down the board. Jim Herman. I hope you guys tailed me on Jim Herman. Has an absolutely great round today. He did play Plantation, though, so going to have to be dealing with Seaside, but at least posted a good round today. You like to see that. Not going to be in my pool for Showdown, though. Let's see. Is there anyone else down low I really like? I mean, Paul Barjon's a lot better than his peers. Doc Redmond played Plantation, so we don't want to play him over at Seaside. Davis Love III to me playing Seaside. Don't play Davis Love III. He had a great round today to get to 4 under par, and that is just inside the cut line. And again, that was a great round for him. Nothing against him. He's just getting up there in age. Good to see that he had the round that he did, though, today. And that's probably going to be it for the bottom tier options. I mean, Peter Malnotti, he was in my player pool. Let's go ahead and see what golf course that he was on. Peter Malnotti. He was early on in the day, played Seaside. So he's going to be over at the Plantation course. You like to see that. He's only $6,100, relatively good course fit. He's accurate off the tee, good around the green, good putter. Kind of talking myself into some Malnotti right there, right? So if we're going to take a shot down low, I think he's one of the better options to do so. Same with Davy Van der Daalt. Unfortunately, he's playing the Seaside course tomorrow, so not going to be in my player pool. And yeah, so those are all the options down low. So what we'll do is we'll finish up this live stream with a little bit of lineup building. So we have our 2 value options in there. Again, if you guys are new to this, if you just got in here on the stream, Matt Jones, a great win player. Same thing with Russell Knox. Also, both of them are playing the Plantation course. Also, both of them had relatively good rounds today. So checking all the boxes that we're looking for. And that leaves us with $9,000 remaining per player. So we can probably take one of these 10K guys, take a few guys in this 9K range, and have a relatively balanced build. And like I mentioned before, Cam Smith, one of my favorite plays on the slate. Not only is he somebody who's going to be playing the Plantation course tomorrow, he's a great course fit. Was putting worse than he usually does. So I think he's in a good spot to bounce back. And just to show you guys what I'm talking about, let's look at his scorecard real quick. So he shot 6 under par. Cameron Smith right here. So he played Seaside today. He had a bogey in his card. He had 2 bogeys in his card. Yet still shot 6 under par. Made a ton of birdies. That's what we're looking for, particularly in Showdown. Let's go down to this $9,000 range. Like I mentioned before, Cory Connors, an absolute smash play. He's going to be playing Plantation tomorrow. Had complete control of his ball striking today. And he's the best on Bermuda grass. He still loses strokes on Bermuda grass. He's still a really shitty putter, but at least loses less strokes to the field than he usually does. Let's go down and try to find maybe one more guy in this 9K range, and we'll wrap it up with somebody in the high 7K range, low 8K range if we can. So Taylor Gooch wouldn't be a bad idea, except that he's playing the wrong golf course. Same thing with Russell Henley up there. A lot of these guys are going to be playing the Seaside course tomorrow, which is not great. Webb Simpson will be playing Seaside. Same thing with Louis Oosthuizen. Actually, Louis will be playing Plantation, but his game looked a little off today. So yeah, we're gonna try to live in this $8,000 range. No need to force it. We want to make sure that we're taking guys that are in a good position to score tomorrow. We know for a fact that we may be leaving salary on the table here, to be honest with you, because a lot of the guys in this mid-tier range, they started off on the easier golf course, and tomorrow I'm expecting some regression. People like a Mackenzie Hughes, people like a Johnny Vegas right here. They had great rounds, but it was on the easy venue. So let's see, Joel Damon. We can go to Joel Damon, right? So we'll double check on that. But Joel Damon at 5 under par should be playing Plantation tomorrow. I just want to double check so I'm not giving you guys any wrong information here. Yes, he will. He's played Seaside today. So Joel Damon, he's at least playing the right golf course. He looked great today. His ball striking was there. In terms of his shots gained to putting, it wasn't there. He lost strokes putting today. So tomorrow, we do expect that to rebound. He's a good ball striker. He's a good course fit. He's always good in windy conditions. When he won the Corrales Punta Cana Championship, we had 15 to 20 mile an hour winds for the entire weekend. Obviously, this winning score there was still well under par because it's a resort style course like we see here. That's why we still expect some decent scores tomorrow. And he's definitely a prime candidate to go out and put up that kind of performance. All right. And let's wrap it up with our last pick here. So I'm not afraid of leaving any salary on the table. Keegan Bradley was a fade for me coming into the week because I don't think he has the putting to get by or the around the green play. So not going to be in my player pool. Luke List played well today. Similar issues with the putting. Keegan Bradley and Luke List are essentially twins. So if Keegan's a fade, same thing with Luke List. Seamus Power, right? He played Plantation. Actually, no, we already went over this. He played the Seaside course. He is a great pick here. So we're able to leave $500 of salary on the table. That way we know we're not going to be duplicated with many people, if any, in the field. And we have guys that are all playing on Plantation tomorrow. All of them put up really solid rounds today, and all of them are good course fits. That should be your checklist when you're making your lineups tonight. Are they playing Plantation tomorrow? Are they good course fit? And of course, did they play well today? And all of these players check that box off, and that's why it would be a good lineup. So we're going to leave it at that. Good luck with all of your lineups for tomorrow. Thank you guys for stopping by and supporting the channel as always as well. Again, good luck and see you guys tomorrow. We're going to do this at the same time. Again, 4:15 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow to go over the Saturday slate, and then on Saturday evening at the same time, getting ready for Sunday.